have been an expensive...
That would have been an expensive fail.
Yeah.
Nearly drove off with my GoPro on the roof.
Roger.
Oh, can you give us some colder air? Oh no, that's alright.
Yeah, it was on like 26.
Window. Hey stranger.
Oh, hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Guess who's back in blue? So I've done my little stint with the detectives, and now I am back with my regular team, which is awesome. And today we're taking out the ANPR car, so the automatic number plate recognition system is loaded into this vehicle, along with a whole bunch of other vehicles in the New Zealand Police fleet. But this is our baby. We're off to a job in Glen Innes, and I'll tell you more. Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a frontline cop at the Mount Wellington Police Station, and this is Ride Along. I've been well impressed to date.
Altogether, can you assign both dogs? We just want to work out what's going on.
So they just go over onto GSR.
They 2 times carried tonight, 1 time 50 pounds, 5 times 20. Third mental suicide is suicide by cop.
Just go straight.
Bar European. 158 centimetres medium thick. Very much deep cut, but it's been a lot. So my description of the post. What number?
Right.
Number 1 he comes from, in there. Job station number 3, male cork, brown leather coat, jeans.
Well, despite being out in the ANPR car, which we were hoping to use to catch burglars, our colleagues have caught some burglars, and we have gone to 2 mental health jobs which have basically taken up the majority of our shift. One person who was very happy to be receiving some help and was transported through the hospital to speak to a psychologist, and another person who had to be detained after they'd harmed themselves with a knife in public. And that person was then transported through the hospital, stitched up, and will be seen by a psychologist. So it's not really any follow-up for us, other than just to note down a record of those incidences in the system. But there'll be a lot of follow-up from mental health to make sure that those people get some help and can get well in the long term. And now it's just some paperwork, because we have to help with our colleagues' burglary files, because they got 2 burglars in the rain.
In the rain.
Very impressive work.
Will that thing make my hair look good? Because I need a haircut real bad.
It won't make your hair look good. It's got a bit of a fisheye though, so it's definitely slimming your jawline.
Should I change it to your hairstyle? Hang on. Let me just mirror image. I need one of these. Perfect.
With one in the middle, you got like a horn.
Hi.
You got to do the little salute.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Hurn. Welcome to the police vlog. Today we just go from burg to burg and never catch anyone until we got 2 at the last one.
That's a win. You got 2 burglars. That's
Yeah.
what, 1 out of 3?
I got to go for a run through the bush.
You did.
Get scratched up by, what's that stuff called? Blackberry? Bramberry? What is it called?
You don't know your berries.
Real spiky stuff.
That sounds tough.
Grips your pants.
Hey everyone, so I get 2 questions about deciding whether or not to apply for the police quite a bit, and I wanted to address both of those now. The first question is whether or not people should go to university before they apply. Now, I went to university and I'm a huge advocate for further education, whether that's through a uni or a polytech or an apprenticeship. I don't think the focus needs to be on the qualification, as long as it's interesting and important to you. The pathway to that qualification is what I found developed me the most as a person. Being more independent, learning about yourself, about society, learning how to learn, having strategies on memorizing information and developing opinions and arguments. All of that stuff, which I guess, built towards the piece of paper that I have was really important. And I can't think of anything in my adult life that impacted me as much as my time at UNSW. So if you're thinking about further education before the police, I think that's a great idea. Second question is, people ask what motivates other people, what motivated me, certainly, to join the police. Now, I got short answers and long answers, and it's really hard to try and think, it was this one incident that, really made me think about it. But if I boil it down to what is really important to me, I wanted to find a job where I could give back to the community rather than just taking from it. And that's certainly a common theme amongst police officers. And if I think, well, why did I want to do that? Why was giving back to the community important to me? For me, it comes back to purpose. I don't know whether it's by design or because my parents did a good job, but I have this real desire to help people, and I think pretty much all of my colleagues have that desire. I don't think you can be a police officer if you don't want to help people. And the only real way for me to fulfill that purpose was to put on the blue uniform and get stuck into it. And if that sounds like you, then you should go to New Cops and apply. Are these your keys, mate? Yeah, they dropped them down the drain. Are these your keys, mate? Are they yours?
Keys? Yeah, I very much doubt it.
Hey, what do you want us to do with you, mate? Because you can't stay here. So your options are, we can take you home, or we can take you to the hospital. But you need to tell us where you live. You don't want to go to hospital.
Yeah, I live at the... yeah. Gosh, though, where I live anyway.
No, we don't know where you live.
No, we don't.
That's what we're asking you.
Well, I live at the...
It's just here. Can we go? Yep. Go left. Well, everybody, that was a hell of a moment for us. We were driving along, driving a drunk gentleman back to his home address.
His old mate.
Yeah. Unfortunately, an ambulance was called for him because he was in quite a state. He's had a sleep on the ground. He's come around a bit, and he was happy to go home. He was able to provide his address. So we were on our way home to relieve the ambulance so they could go and deal with more important things, when a urgent call came in for a street that we were driving past at the time. So we looped in to the street, and the call was for a young woman who'd locked herself in a... just turn it down. Got a call for a young woman who'd locked herself in a bathroom with a knife, intending to commit suicide. Her mother couldn't get into the bathroom, and so called police. Thankfully, we were literally around the corner. So we took a quick left-hand turn. Negative comments, we've cut free, and we've dropped our drunk male back at his home address. He finally coughed it up. Yeah, thankfully we were just around the corner, which meant we could get in there straight away. So ran straight into the property, couldn't get into the bathroom as well, and so I broke the door until I could get in. Broke the lock. What had actually happened is this young girl had slammed the door when she went into the room, and it had broken the internal mechanism inside the door. So I was pulling the handle and she was pulling the handle, and the actual lock itself wasn't moving. Quite an old door. Unfortunately, it was an old door, which meant it was strong. So I'm a bit tired now, but we got in there in in the time that we did, in a matter of seconds. That's probably less than 20 seconds from the time that we received the information from the 111 call centre, and she hadn't actually made an incision yet, so no one was harmed, and another unit is dealing with her to get her assessed by a psychologist tonight, so that some urgent assistance can be put in place. All the while, my colleague was tied up with the intoxicated man in our car, and it frustrates us so much, and ambulance as well, because they deal with a lot of it too. Intoxicated people who've essentially been abandoned by their friends and left in disastrous states, down some street in the suburbs or sitting on a park bench in town. If you're out with your friends, stay with your friends and see that they get home safely, because we end up cleaning up that mess, and it ties us up, and it ties up ambulances on a night when a lot has been happening. Wisdom. Give us some words of wisdom. Hang on, let there be light. Deliver me some words of wisdom. You don't have any.
And your stomach's just so loud.
It is, eh? I'm really hungry.
I don't know.
No wisdom.
It's my birthday.